We got Zak Cummings back here on the program. He's going to be taking on Trevin Giles at UFC Rochester on May 18th. Zak, how are you?
I'm good. Just got done training, and everything is good, ready to go.
Yeah, and it's a little bit less hectic than the last interview. I know last time we did our interview, you were in like a cafe or something. It was like noisy. So I appreciate you, finding a nice quiet place. It's all good with me though. But right off the bat, man, congratulations! I saw you sign with Iridium Sports. How did that all come together?
Yeah. So my manager that I have that is like here in Kansas City with me, and everything actually partnered with them. I was always respected Jason House and the guys at Iridium. Seeing them just at fight week and stuff, interact with their fighters, and I was one of those where uh, I love my manager, dude. I'm loyal to him, but there was a couple areas where he was kind of lacking at, and he knew it. He'll be the first one to admit it. He's great at getting guys the right fights regionally into the UFC, but at that higher level, he just didn't have all the contacts he needed. So, him and House got together and they made some partnerships. So I kind of got the best of both worlds. I got everything that I wanted from Iridium, but I also get to keep my loyalty and not break ties with the agent that I have in Joe Wooster. So, I could be more happy about this deal.
And there's a lot of benefits to that too, because Joe's with you in Kansas City, and you sort of you have him on the ground there. And I know Jason, I mean, he's traveling everywhere, and he is on top of things, but at least it makes it a little bit easier where if there's something you need right away, Joe can get to it or whatever, right? So
yeah, absolutely. Plus, I have the day out, like when I'm done fighting, I'm still going to have an ongoing relationship with Joe, just here in Kansas City with the MMA scene. So I didn't want to. That was more important to me than maybe a couple extra dollars or a sponsorship here and there in the long run. So, it's like I said, it's the best of both worlds. So I'm so thankful.
let's talk about your last fight. Great win over Trevor Smith, UFC on Fox 31. I know you always would have liked the finish, but that was a pretty dominant win. I thought you looked good in that one.
Thanks. I shattered my orbital in the first punch. So I was blind almost in one eye with the first 7 seconds of the fight. At that point, it was just, man, going cruise control and just kept picking at them and fighting smart and being safe. I'm always going for a finish, but at that one, that was a tough fight. He hits hard. He's tough. He's a big dude. He's a good wrestler. I do what I had to do to win, and I was happy with the performance. I actually just rewatched it for the first time recently, but I definitely was. I was happy with how everything went. Third round, I dropped him, and I had no idea. I couldn't see him. One was pretty much blank. It was swelled up. It was broken. The other one was, it got hit a few times. So I was seeing double and triple out of that eye. I just remember throwing a punch, and he just disappeared out of my vision. I was like, oh, hey, where'd he go? Did he shoot on me? Is he unconscious? I don't know. So, it was a tough fight, man. I laid everything on the line on that one, man. I was in the hospital afterwards, getting my eye looked at, and just exhausted. But it felt good to come away with the win, though.
How did it feel competing back up at middleweight?
Felt good. Trevor was definitely one of the bigger middleweights out there, and he had some height. He's just a big dude. Got some power. Really good wrestler. So going with someone like him, knowing that I could take that hard punch and chin's gonna hold up, man. I felt strong. I felt fast. I felt like my speed was really good at 85, and that was the one thing I felt like I was lacking at welterweight. The power and the strength, the size was always there for me at welterweight, but the speed, some of these guys would beat me to the punch because they're a little faster. So I felt like I had that at middleweight, and man, I'm so excited for this weight class.
Let's talk about Trevin Giles, undefeated. This is like a classic, veteran versus prospect matchup. What do you think of the matchup, and what do you think of your opponent, Trevin Giles?
I love the matchup. I mean, everybody in this game anymore is tough. You get a call from the UFC with opponent, they're going to be good. So that doesn't really matter anymore. It's just I was more worried about myself, and I think I'm in a good place. I think I recovered well from that last fight, and so I'm excited what I'm going to be able to bring to the table. There's not a whole lot out there on Trevin, I don't think, and I mean I don't really dig into too much anyways. But one thing I noticed is, man, he has fun out there. He's out there yelling, screaming in the middle of the crowd, and So having an opponent like that that's just out there having fun and ready to compete and not necessarily going to try to be all emotional stuff. I'm truly excited for that fight because I'm the same type of person. Like I want to put on a show for the fans and have an entertaining fight. And he seems like he has that style. Seems like a good dude. Took some time off to join the police academy, so I got to respect that. But when we step in there, it's fight night and it's gonna be a little different version. But yeah, I mean, I think stylistically, I mean, I'm a good striker. I got good hands. I got good wrestling, good on the ground. I'm dangerous anywhere, so I feel like I can. It doesn't matter who you put in front of me. I can find a way to beat them, or a way to compete. So, I mean, he's got a good skill set. Looks like he's got some power in his hands, but he's got fast jab. But I don't know. I think the old vet is going to be able to prove the young pup different. I don't know. I remember back whenever I stepped up and had that big step in competition, and I definitely opened my eyes, and I'm just kind of hoping that I'll kind of be that for him. So.
You touched on it a bit there, and I think you sort of have two advantages going into this fight. Number one is the experience. You have a lot more fights than he does, especially with how long you've been in the sport. And two is, like you mentioned, he had to go take some time away for the police force. He hasn't fought in a very long time. Do you feel like either of those things will benefit you in this matchup, or do you not even pay attention to that?
I mean, I guess if you want to talk yourself up, like, oh, he's got this going on, but when it comes down to it, I don't think he would have signed the line if he wasn't going to be prepared for this fight. So I'm expecting him to be, very prepared, best Trevin you're going to get. He took that time away to get better. But, I mean, yeah, did the police academy had to do that? I know people have gone through that. They don't have much time to train. So either one, you have to respect that he still find the time to get better and put the work in. I think he's got a child on the way or due anytime.
Already had his his
cool.
newborn. Yeah, so
Awesome.
he's
I
already.
knew it was.
I only know because I interviewed him. That's why. So. And
Oh, great! Yeah, no, I knew it was coming up before the fight, like relatively new. So, like I said, my daughter's 18 months, so I mean, I kind of went through that not too long ago. So I'm sure there's things that's going to be on his mind, but he's going to be ready for fight night. I mean, I'm expect that. It's not going to change anything there. So I know he's going to be prepared for it and everything. But yeah, I'm sure he's got a lot of big things that happen in life. But that could just motivate him more. So I mean, we'll see how it goes.
Who have been some of your main training partners for this camp?
I mean, my boy James Krause has always been there. He's there for me. I go up to Factory X a lot. So Anthony Smith, Chris and Brian Camozzi are there. Court McGee was getting ready for his last fight. So I've got a lot of these guys that are in there with me, plus a lot of the regional guys that someone that is, I think, a great look for me is Jason Witt, just very explosive, very fast.
Gorilla, who got married recently, by the way. I'll give him a shout out here. Congratulations to him.
Absolutely, yeah. We're at the wedding, a great wedding. But yeah, so I think he is a great look for me for this fight. Just so explosive and very fast hands, got power, good power wrestler. Honestly, I think he was one of the best looks I could have had.
That's great. How did you structure your camp? Like, are you back in Kansas now, or are you in Denver?
I'm in Kansas City now. I was in Denver for a few weeks, and I got back. I was in Kansas City this week. I'm going to go back to Denver, just kind of tighten things up, finish things, and then come back for a couple of days and then go to New York. So just in and out, just
right, whenever you can, because I know you have a family. It's tough to be away. I understand.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so I've been trying to structure where I could still. My daughter goes to daycare on like Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So Monday, Wednesday, she's with me all day long. So I've been trying to not miss out as much of that. So I've been almost in like keeping her those days, and like we'll leave on Thursday. It's on Tuesday after pretty much like my wife gets off, and then I'll go train and stuff, and maybe I might miss the 1 week and then come back, and then so pretty much everything I've done, I've been trying to structure around where I'm still around her Monday and Tuesday, just to have those full days with her. So
how long is that flight anyways to go to Denver?
It's like a little over an hour. It's easy.
That's it. Oh wow. Okay, it just shows you how dumb Canadian over here doesn't know his geography.
It's like a 9-hour drive, but the flight's not bad at all because there's a time change too. So I mean, also the time doesn't change much at all whenever you get there. But it's not bad. It's an easy trip.
How do you see this fight playing out on May 18th?
Oh, I don't know. obviously I feel good about, my keys to victory. I definitely think I've got too many tools to overwhelm them. If it's I think I can knock him out on my feet. I think I can hurt him bad on my feet, and maybe he's not afraid to shoot. He's not afraid to wrestle. I've got a lot of nasty submissions that I can catch people shooting in on me that I've proven over the years. So I don't know. I mean, I see me finishing him. I just don't know if it's, if he handles the power and shoots on me, then it's going to be a submission. If he can't, if I kind of overwhelm him with the striking, then so be it. But yeah, I see a finish. I think he's going to be very dangerous in the first round, but I see a finish.
It's going to be a great card. It's coming up here May 18th. It is UFC Rochester. Zach, great to hear from you, man. Always appreciate the time. Just remind people where they can find you on social media, and if you got any sponsors or shout-outs, the floor is yours.
At Zak Cummings, Z-A-K. Don't forget that. Pretty much across the board. Hit me up. I do whatever I can to answer fans or supporters, whatever it is. So I got that. Factory X, Corey MMA Fitness. We got a gang of us on this card. So myself, Grant Dawson, Megan Anderson, Factory X. We got Ian Heinisch on there. So it's almost like fighting at home, which is really cool, even though it's in Rochester. But yeah, follow me, hit me up, and thanks for the support.